Lunches.
I'm going to tell you this.
Jays.
It is a sports team.
Toe Runt Hope Luge Ways. Hayes.
Luge Ways.
Toe Runt. Oh, it's Toronto Blue Jays.
Yes! Good job!
I was like, what's this sound like? What's this sound like? One more? Yeah. Or is that it?
We'll do...
Just ran into my mic.
2
Yeah,
each.
one more. Home at quit, heel home. Call me when you're home?
No.
Home at quit, heel, hone. Home at quit, heel, home. Home equity home. Home equity loan.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I work with these.
Heal her bee stink. Killer instinct.
No.
Killer bee sting.
Yes.
Mark in the knee. Mark Anthony.
Yes.
Is that really? Haste hat assemble. Haste hat assemble. Haste hat assemble. Haste hat assemble. Something symbol?
Yes.
Haste hat assemble. Haste hat assemble. I don't know. Something the symbol.
A status symbol.
Oh. Okay. I'm doing one more? Or is that it?
I think that's it. I don't know.
Okay,
Did I
I'm
start?
fine with it.
Yeah. I started reading.
You started reading. Yes,
Yeah.
so that's right. All right. Hope you enjoyed our
Mad Gab.
Mad Gab. We're definitely going to get better games.
Yeah.
Card game things to do like that.
For sure. So I guess this takes us to our regularly scheduled portion of the podcast. Song of the week.
Guys, Nicole's into angsty music again because TikTok reintroduced me to My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. And that's all I've been singing, and I literally will turn it on in my bathroom when I'm getting ready or going to the bathroom, and my children are in there with me because, you know, I can't go to the bathroom alone. And we all dance to it while I sit on the toilet.
Bless.
I basically headbang.
And my song of the week is Enchanted by Taylor Swift. And I don't remember. And I don't remember if I talked about it actually on the podcast last week that I sent it to my D&D group because angst is happening in it.
Yeah.
But that's why it's my song of the week. I've been listening to it and the whole album that Taylor just released of all of her
redos.
Music.
I know. Yeah. It's kind of like there's not. I haven't listened to all of it. I've listened to like one song, but it's like just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little less poppy.
It's a little less being controlled by someone else.
Yes, and I just love it. I love Taylor.
I do love Taylor. It's just, it's funny to see how, like, she doesn't like the music that she put out when she was, like, the ones that she's rewriting because
she was owned by a label.
Yes, and those are the songs that I didn't like. And now that she's rewriting them, I'm like, I have a whole different view of you.
Yeah. So, for the Cena segment this week, I decided
to mention D&D.
To mention D&D, we've started doing character journals because we're a little more battle grindy.
Yeah.
But some in our group want to do a little more of the role play aspect, which is cool.
Uh-huh.
So for our characters to start like interacting, so that way we don't have to like just like be like, oh, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, blah 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 blah. We decided on character journals. And I want to read you guys Morwen's first character journal entry. And Morwen is my character. I'm going to show you. This is my babe. That's what she looks like.
Gorge. Let me see her real quick. I need to look at her up close.
So she's hot. She's known for
really
being
is.
hot.
I love that crown. It's like a headpiece.
That's just a picture I found on the internet. But
I know, but like that would be a great headpiece.
Right. She's all about fashion.
Yeah.
Her goddess is literally the goddess of fashion and beauty and love. Pretty much Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Anyways. Morwen's first entry. A lot has happened. I have to say, when I sought divine intervention, which is a move, so I've got all capitalized, the silence on the side of my goddess has left me shaken. I have so rarely implored her aid. Perhaps she was guiding me to search within for answers. I sought aid for him and Essie, which is Teresa's character. I would do whatever it takes to end this blight and, most importantly, save him. Them, the both of them, actually. My dear Essie has begun to show signs of the blight as well. While my spells seem to have aided Aurum some, how can I know that it's not just a delay? Do we have time to risk it and hope for the best? Craw, Joe's character.
Oh my God.
Seems more withdrawn than normal. He does not share much information about what he knows, nor do we know much about him. However, I'm sure the same could be said about me. I don't talk much about my past, but I certainly try my best to engage in the future. I must also watch him for signs of this blight. I do not know if he would reveal to us if he was suffering or not. We are resting now after having faced an Icarus shadow spawn. I love that word.
That is a great word.
It was rather intense. It was a rather intense battle we encountered. Craw and Essie led us fearlessly into the battle with strong true blows. This is kind of my play-by-play. In my heart of hearts, I have to admit that I'm rather impressed with how Aurum, which is Jared's character, caught me in the air. Had it not been for the heat of battle, I could have entertained that a little further, but there were much more pressing matters at the moment. Food for thought. Does he not know how much it says about his character? Knowing how easily I could rely upon him as I quite literally winged it, literally teleported in midair. Where is it? I have to say, I do not think he minded one bit where his hands were, because he caught me by the butt cheek.
Yeah, okay.
We have encountered another adventurer. This is when we had extra people there.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, he seems rather charming in that refined way we have not encountered for some time. In fact, his manners and attention charmed me. It felt as if I had stepped back into one of the more pleasant parts of my past. It was refreshing after being on the road for as long as we have. Unexpectedly, was Aurum jealous? And if so, should I care about how much it seemed to have pleased me? Has my own interest been too subtle? Can one devote themselves to a path of redemption and also entertain the thought of feelings? That was ... by the way. If life is to be all business and no pleasure, is it worth it? Perhaps the disconnect is my fault. I have not told him of my own burden of shame. Me, the person who had judged him the harshest in the beginning. I hope he has noticed my change, my concern for his well-being and curse. He has to know beyond the teasing how much I truly care. I would follow wherever he needed us to go. My own struggle with my sin of the past has held me back. My companions know nothing of what I have done. That chapter of my life is done. I pray it never crosses my path again. When I said that in our character journal, Jared texted to the group and he's like, that sounds like some CW shit. And I was like, stay tuned for next episode. But seriously, D&D wise, making our own Discord was the best thing we ever did.
Yeah, for just your characters too.
Yeah.
Well, not just for your characters, but within that Discord, for your character sheets and things. People can see
each other's inner workings.
Yeah. And you kind of can work off of that then more easily.
Clearly, I'm Fey nobility. I'm snobby, but also well educated and spoken.
Yeah.
Duh.
I totally still see me being your guard dog in that D&D group. Like, I'm not gonna be part of your D&D group because
too far life.
But I I could totally see it. Like, I have not heard any of their anything else, like, from them. I've only heard from you, and I'm like, I am her guard dog, ruff, ruff, kind of vibe. Like, I would be the dro that's your bodyguard, basically.
So here for it. Oh, girl. Are you ready for your sign off?
Oh.
Pause the podcast.
Should we do a Mad Gab?
Oh my gosh, and then
we'll
not
just
say
pick
what
a
the
random
answer
one.
is?
Yes.
Yes. Dustin, make sure you edit that out so it's a surprise.
Yes.
Sorry to be demanding.
But also.
You've been listening to the Wife Wednesday podcast. I'm Upper Fig Twirled.
And I'm Huff Oral Heave Glofer.
Bye. All right, wives. We are at Wife Wednesday Pod on Instagram and Facebook. And because Twitter can go fuck themselves, you can find us at Wife Wed Podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and of course on our host, Spreaker. You can reach out to us on any platform or email us directly at info@wifewednesdaypod.com. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Remember, we post Song of the Week every week on Instagram stories, and it is saved in highlights. And for our book clubs, we have all the books we read listed on Goodreads, which can be found on our link tree located in our bio on all platforms, along with our Spotify Song of the Week playlist. We also like to thank our manager, Dustin, for dealing with us on a weekly basis.